Welcome, dear Anna. Thank you for joining NYC today for this weekend of inspiration. Uh, so you're one of the founders of the Divac Foundation, along with your husband, and you've been active for more than 20 years, which means that you started at a very young age. Can you share with us what inspired you to join this big humanitarian cause at such an early age?
Thank you. Thank you for being your guest. Uh, a war happened in ex-Yugoslavia, and we felt obligated to help. So we chosen to help kids in Yugoslavia. Uh, and at that time was like an ethnic war, civil war between like a Serbian, Bosnian, Croatians, different religion. So our goal was to send the message not only to help kids, but to not pay attention about nationality or religion. And that's how we started.
Yeah, that's an amazing message of unity, especially in those tough times. So during your
Because like a tough times always show us who we are, you know, in the good times, in like even in a private life, when we have like a good periods, we don't know how we would act when it's like a not that comfortable for us. So it was like a really great story at that time, because we were helping, we said we're going to help kids, and then someone who was helping us with distribution of the needs from America to Serbia asked us like, which kids are you helping? And we were like, what do you mean? Are you helping like a Serbian kids or Croatian kids, Catholic kids or Orthodox kids or Muslim kids? And we had for a moment the question in our hearts, in our like, should we just help Serbian kids? Because there is so many, at that time, to us looked like so many injustice towards like a Serbian people. And maybe we should only help Serbian kids, and Croatian is going to help Croatian kids, you know? And then you're like, really, do you want to be this person? Or I'm standing like for something else. So that decision was when we were like at 20 something. It's a big decision in a wartime where everybody is sending a negative message and trying to make the other side look evil and your side look like righteous. So just years later, I was proud of ourselves at that time that we made that decision and that we stepped on the right road. So we continue all our lives going on that road about unity, that there is no difference between people. Doesn't matter race or religion or nationality or God, doesn't matter. So we realized from an early age, I realized from the early age that what really makes difference between people, there is two roads. Good people do like a positive stuff, and evil people, I mean bad people, they do like a negative stuff. So I think that that's what also Mohanji is like teaching us, and every humanitarian, every big teacher, everybody's teaching you one thing. If you want to be on the right path, just do positive things, so you cannot make mistakes. So even in worst times, even in a challenging times, just ask your question, one thing: if this serving everybody, if this is serving everybody, it's definitely going to serve me too, you know.
Yeah, but you realized that at quite a young age, you know. So was it the way you were raised, or is it just your natural mindset?
You know, I think that we are born with a certain thing. So definitely, I was born with that, and was enforced in my family and in the culture where I was born. At that time, I was raised in a communism, so it was such a noble ideology that we were raised to help the weak, that we are equal with everybody in the world. There is no difference between the people. And as a young kid growing up in communist country, you take everything for granted, you just know that ideology. But, it's a good ideology, actually. They were right. They weren't probably putting in practice that way, but I still believe in that.
Yes. And I've known you for a few years now. I've known you and your family. And what I can say is that you are always grounded, despite all the growth and the fame and being known in the world, you're always grounded. Like I have observed you would never speak about anybody as higher or lower, So how are you able to maintain that? It's really, since your younger age, like they taught you about service and serving humanity, etc. But very often the ego comes to work, right? It's not only in the name in the name of fame, even in the spiritual journey, even in for much smaller things, the human ego comes to work, and we think we're higher than somebody. So how are you able, even on a daily basis, to stay so grounded, and not only you, your husband and your kids as well?
You know what? I think the worst ego is actually spiritual ego, because then we really think we know everything. Such a big mistake. We don't know anything. I really, because I love people, I see all people like my cousins. I love people around me to succeed. I'm happy when someone is beautiful and successful and happy. I don't know. I never saw myself better than someone, because I know I'm better maybe in something, but they're better in something else. And I know any profession is very important. I know that even the lowest paying jobs are so important for everybody. I don't have any other explanation except that I connect with everybody. I really, from my heart, always just see someone as my friend or my mother or my aunt or my teacher. And how can I be ignorant, or how I can be feeling I'm better than someone, than of my friend, or I'm better than my aunt, or that's how I see people.
Yeah. That sincerity is quite obvious in you.
Like a cousin that maybe you don't you love them, but you they're maybe not educated, maybe they come with so many problems, but you still love them and you can connect with them. That's how I see people. But we are one big family, and I don't want to go all those talks that we cannot leave. I'm gonna just talk about stuff that I practice in my life.
Yeah.
I live my life like that. And that way brought me a lot of joy, because I met so many great people. I met so many inspirational people. I met people that I learned so much from them. And definitely learning from someone else doesn't come if someone is less successful than us, or has on a social scale they're less than us. That doesn't go that way. And I just think we can personally benefit and become richer if we are happy, and if we help other people, if we're happy for other people's successes.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing conclusion that you have, been living throughout your life. And as we know, it usually happens when people attain some public stage, or become, known in the world. Either they become accused of all sorts of, usually it's sex or money, but there are some obstacles throughout the journey of a public figure. So even in working as in your nonprofit organization, there were, I'm sure, many obstacles. How did you, push through all that?
You know what, like always before I was on any spiritual, like officially spiritual road, because I think since we are born we are on a spiritual road, but officially spiritual road, I always knew one thing. Like when I was helping, first we were working as a foundation with refugees, and I always knew one thing. It looks like from outside that I and foundation is helping them, but they're helping us, because we won't be able to experience ourselves and get that feeling of life if there is not someone less fortunate that we can help. I want to explain that. There was uh, uh, some I don't remember, some was rain in Brenovac, remember, like when
Oh, the
so many,
floods. Yeah, the flood in 2014.
so many people lost houses and everything, and it was like a big natural disaster. So we as a foundation organized volunteers to help us with collecting like clothes and food and all of that. All of them, they were like a 20 something. There was their first experience helping someone less fortunate than them, and they told me that was the best experience in their lifetime. They were so excited. They were saying, if I can do this for the rest of my life, I would do it. And I was asking myself, like, why? And that's only time when we experience ourselves as something bigger. Because if we go by daily life, we just experience ourselves, we are like successful in job, or we overcome obstacles like with paying bills, like a buying house, whatever is our life, in which stage we are. But when we are going beyond that, that's the first time that we have such a experience that our life really matters, because we can change someone else's lives. And that is experience that is better than anything else. And I realized there is so many people, they don't have a chance to have that experience. You know why? Because they think they don't have something to offer. They think, oh, if I have money, I would help someone, but that's not true. You can help in many different ways. I mean, you can help every single day if you want to. You can help even smiling at someone. You can help volunteering for different organizations. You can help like giving free lessons to the kids. They struggle in school and they're who come from the families that their parents cannot pay, like tutors or teachers. I mean, you can do many different things. You can, even if you don't have money, you can play a game with yourself and say, okay, I want to eat 1 meal per day this week, and that money I'm going to save and buy someone food. And tell me how that is going to make you feel better than anything, you know? And I think that's doing that, that makes you humble, and that makes you feeling really good about yourself, but not from the ego perspective, because then you're in touch with your higher self, you know, because like a God never call us on the phone and tell us good job or whatever. Give us sign through, I mean, through our like this and creations of other people. So honestly, whenever I see goodness and when people get together, they can create so many good things. That's when I cry, because to me always it's like I see God now. I can really see it and touch Him, you know. So there is no excuse. Actually, when you're making excuses, people are making excuses not because they're lazy, and usually not because they're selfish, because they think they're not enough. So they don't have enough money, they don't have enough time. My knowledge is not like a worth enough. My work is not worth enough to help someone. But when we do that, then we are saying, oh my God, just because I was walking on the street, maybe, and talking to someone and smiling to someone can change someone's life that day, you know? So then we see that we're really important, you know? And I think if you ever come in hard time, that you have hard time or depression or feeling down or whatever reason, you know, you don't have boyfriend, your girlfriend just left you, not enough money, you failed the test in school, your parents don't understand you, the first thing to do it to make a better feeling about your importance of worth is help someone. Honestly, that's what I think, because then happiness multiplies. So when you're like, when you do that and someone is happy because you've done something, I mean, makes you feel really, really good. And in those moments, it's not important that they think if this is going to if this is going to have positive effect in our lives, if someone else is going to do that to us, because already just being in a position that you're helping someone is telling you that you're in a good position, because you're helping someone. It's not someone is helping you, you know. So then you realize, oh, maybe I don't have that much big problem as I think I have.
Yes, actually, so it's like an illusion that we need to be wealthy, or that we need to be totally, you know, fulfilled to be able to help somebody. And then, you know, usually a lot of youth today think that, you know, they will be happy after they become rich. But it's actually the other way around. Like, first be happy, and then from there, like, even help others. From there, after helping others, more will come to you as well. You don't have to first have all the wealth and then start helping. And
What, like if you just go for the most selfless, I mean, actually helping other is like just because of yourself, that we understand. I mean, completely because you're doing that service, not to that other person, you're doing to yourself, because you're getting so much. For some reason, I was always aware of that. For some reason, I don't know, I didn't read about it, I felt it. I was like, oh my God, those people are playing such a hard life. I mean, hard role in this life. They're refugees, they lost everything, their country, house, dignity, everything they lost. And I'm in position that I can help them. So actually, they're helping me, because I can get out of my comfortable zone. I can do so many things. What I'm saying, even if you are not, what you're saying, if you're just going like this, okay, you need to get a better job. If you're doing a voluntary work, you're going to get so much practice out of that, because you're going to run into so many situations that and so many practice that you won't be able to do that before you get a job. So you're going to get much more confidence, because you're going to be dealing with many different people that you won't be able to meet in your like a regular life, right? So on a many different levels, you're going to get benefits, you know. We're just now talking about like a practical things, you know. Okay, do volunteer work because you gonna be better in your job. You're gonna get when you are applying for a job, you're gonna get easier job, because plus you're gonna get a good recommendation, and if you're doing well, right? And second, you will have experience.
yeah.
And experience really, I mean, to get experience costs so much, not just time, money, you know. Someone is going to teach you some knowledge that you didn't know before you start like volunteering. So it's a different level. So I now put, I now what I was saying, you just put on a basic level, you know. You wanna, you're, I don't know, you don't have job, you don't have money, you don't feel well. So you wanna get experience. How you gonna get experience? How you gonna get job? Go volunteer. That's like the first thing. First we were talking about spiritual thing. How you gonna feel bigger and better and happier, definitely. But also practical things. When you're doing that, after a while, it's gonna bring you to this first thing that we were saying. You're gonna start experiencing yourself as a much bigger person than just living your life regularly, paying bills, going to school, finding a job.
So
I
it's
mean,
a win-win.
Harvard method, you know, they knew it. Win-win situation, definitely. Win-win, yeah.
That's yeah, definitely. That's amazing. And you know, I remember in Montenegro, Mohanty said Ana doesn't accept no. So Ana doesn't take no as an answer. So with that attitude, we managed to organize a big program in Montenegro, etc., etc. And looking at you now, you know, you have three beautiful kids. They're grown up, they're stable. The foundation supported so many people in the world. It's like millions and millions of dollars after so many years of work, you know. So also that attitude of not giving up or not taking no as an answer when you have a goal is also important, right? It gives you the strength to keep going.
Because I always do one thing, like I always know one thing, who am I representing, what I'm fighting for. So when I was like changing the law in Serbia and in Belgrade, I mean in Serbia actually, and you know it's not like easy to change law in any country. I knew that I'm representing so many people. They don't have voice. They don't have a chance to sit with politicians and talk and lobby and you know. So that always gives me strength, you know. And I know that I'm doing the right thing. Plus, I know uh, many people usually want to do the right thing and they want to do positive thing. Even uh, you just have to explain to them and to present in the way that they can see it, you know. So usually people want to be the part of something good, my experience. So like for example, I mean you know, when you're dealing with different businesses, with different people, different politicians, you have to sit and talk with people. They probably don't have amazing past or even a present, you know. But to me, it was like unbelievable. They would always light up with a great idea of helping someone. So if you're like believing, and I do, that in us is good and bad, in every human being, that good also wants to live in them. So how that good is going to live in them? I mean, when you give them a chance, that good thing in them is going to jump up and say like, okay, even though I don't have any personal interest, I'm going to do this. So, I mean, and I think we shouldn't change the goal. We should just change the tactics, you know? So as Mohanty says, be like a water. You know, like and I always think it's a really good to put like a really huge goals and play like a bigger games. And if you don't achieve those, I mean, goals, because we are playing really big, then we're gonna go. We're gonna be happy with our goal at the end. So, for example, I don't know if we were doing like some project with the United UNICEF actually, and I was saying I want to give all the money that we collect. I want to give to refugees for building like houses and those projects. And they were telling me, no, you cannot do that. You have to give like a 7% to us because administration fee, which is like I mean, normal, but I didn't know about that rule. And I was, no, I promised these people I'm going to give 100% money. So I cannot do that. So we have to find a way that this time we do this exception because we're going to ruin such great project. Let's just this one time do 100%. So they called their office in Switzerland and they talked to them and they said, okay, this one time we're going to participate with those 7% fee. We want like a charge and those 7% fee. Before that, that was absolutely impossible. Nobody asked them that. But I think we should always ask because, and even if they say no, just ask them from a different perspective, because maybe they didn't understand you. You know, maybe they didn't get the whole like a picture of what you want to achieve. And what they were saying, and I was talking to you about that, it's a really great advice. If you go and ask people for a money, you're gonna get advice. But if you go and ask people for advice, you're gonna get advice and money, because obviously that says that people want to be part of something good. I mean, so when they see that you are doing from your heart, uh, people are really willing to help. People are really willing to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and without judgment. You know, uh, if we go without judgment, you know, if we go without, I mean, judgment, like when we think, oh, this person, I don't know, can do so much. We don't know that at that moment. You know, if we are grateful for anything that someone offer us, you know, and I'm always grateful. I am always, if someone give us $5, someone give us $500,000, I'm grateful the same. I really am, because, and I think that's very important, because sometimes uh, through, I don't know, we've been in this through foundation 20 something years. Sometimes people's circumstances change. So at the beginning, we met someone who was probably, I don't know, doing some not like really successful job. 10 years later, they became so successful. And because we were like treating them as the same as a big donors, you know,
Yeah.
with gratitude, with respect, they would come 10 years later and give us a big check. So it's a very important, I think that's like a life rule. It's a very important that we are grateful and that we don't judge people by how much they help us at that moment. You know, that we see they did their best. That we don't judge how they help us, because maybe someone is going to help because I don't know, they want to show off. But at that moment, that's okay, because that's the best way they can do it. Maybe next time won't be that way. So we just have to be uh, grateful, you know.
So
For any,
basically be clear with what you would like to achieve, keep walking no matter what, be open, don't judge people, understand that everybody has something to give, and at the end of the day, be grateful for everything.
and put like a really high goals. You know, don't settle for like a little. Don't play like a little games, because you know when you think, just like if you watch a world around you, amount of time that successful person put in their work and not successful is probably the same. You know, so then why don't give yourself like a freedom at least to dream big, you know, and say, okay, I'm going to put this much time and hope for the biggest results, you know. I mean, I'm saying when you're really putting your heart 100%, uh, don't be satisfied with the small goals. I mean, because I think everything we set our mind, we can achieve. And if we don't, but if we put high goals, then it's going to be much bigger if we uh, then if you're satisfied with a little like things. Do you know what I mean? What I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes, yes, yes.
What I'm trying to say. Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I know in the spiritual world we should say like, oh, you should be satisfied with everything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like putting your goal on the paper, you know, writing your goal on the paper, and writing the actions that you're going to take, how you're going to achieve that goal, you know, and play that game every single day. And doesn't matter if it's humanitarian organization, because everything is actually a business. Everything, absolutely everything we do, even when you are running your house, you know, it's like a business. So you always have to have that in mind. You know, it's like you're making a business deal, you're making a business plan, and be very clear about that. You're making your appearance, you're representing someone. If you're representing some organization or person or yourself, but you have to have all of that in mind.
So basically, be grateful for every step, but don't settle for small.
And like I was looking for, yeah, definitely. Because you know what the difference. I always tell, I always tell my young friends, they don't have kids. It's a never right time to have a kid, but actually it's always the right time to have a kid and to have a family if that's your path and you want that. Why is that? Because usually when you have a kid, you succeed much more, you accomplish much more, because then you're not doing only for yourself, you're doing for someone else. So that's how you're doing also about your volunteer work, how you're doing about helping other people, who you are representing, so you're not going for a meeting just for you, you're going for a meeting for hundreds of people, so if it's much harder to not fight. It's much harder not to be actually better in playing those big games, because you have such a big group behind your back.
So it inspires you to keep growing, keep working, keep improving.
Right. Because it doesn't matter which position we have in life, we are always a leader. So it doesn't matter if someone is in a higher position than me, but when I am working something, I'm always representing someone. It's not only myself, it's always someone. So that makes you like a leader. And I think every leader has that obligation to be aware who they're representing and how they're gonna play their game,
Yeah. And from your entire life and everything you've been through, what would be one lesson you would share? Like, if from all the things you could choose only one most important thing, what would it be?
Huh. Definitely, to me, of course, I can only talk for myself. Uh, really spend every day helping someone, because I think everything else, it's not worth it. I think every other life, it's not worth it. And maybe for a short period of time, it's going to look like you're on a top of your game, but you're not. Help someone, don't lose any day without helping someone in any way. And I know you can, I know everybody can. And when you start living life like that, you're gonna be so surprised about yourself in a positive way.
And if you in those terms fail one day, you fall, okay, I didn't serve somebody, or I didn't succeed in what I thought I would succeed today, how do you get up and keep going the next day?
You won't do it every day. Of course, you won't succeed every day, but if you're living that life, if you're, it's like being a mother. I'm a mother every day. I'm not talking about my kids now. They're like big, but when they were small, right? But there were days that I would be so tired to play with them, or I would probably like cook lunch. I would just go buy them some junk food because I'm lazy or tired or whatever to cook lunch. But I was mother even that day, so even if you don't physically go and help that day someone, you represent that.
Yeah.
So first time you're that person, so first time opportunity comes, you're gonna do that. So maybe you're gonna do that like in a supermarket, because someone is going to be in the line who is whatever, you're going to say, okay, go in the front of me, because you're that person. Once I think you become that person, there is no way you're going to miss opportunity, because you just know to express yourself through that channel. You know, that's your creativity. You know, I mean, it's impossible then to not to be that. You cannot fail. What
Yeah.
is beautiful that there is no way you can fail. You know, that's one that's one part of life that you can never fail.
So we win every day, no matter how we see it, actually. Even
Yes,
today, even today, you're a mother, although your kids you're grown up. Even
right.
today, you're a mother, you're a pillar for them.
Yes, and they're for me big time, you know. So it's always what we were saying at the beginning. You're gonna help someone, but actually it's other way around too. They're gonna help you. So it's always like a two-way road. So there is no way that anything in your life you're gonna do that you won't gain something from that. Sometimes it's gonna be bad experience, but very worth, you know, like we learn from bad experiences. So definitely you're gonna always gain something.
Yeah, so we keep growing.
Yeah, definitely. Like, uh, you know, we're gonna do this interview maybe I don't know 20 years, 30 years before, like before, like a day before I die, so I can see my final sentence, my final version, you know, of wisdom. What is one thing, you know? But for now, this is my honest opinion. Like in every single level you can grow that way. Actually, I remember first time that they done something big was when was in we had, I think, earthquake or fires, I think fires in California, in Los Angeles. And and I felt so bad for those people. And I was like, we should do something. My husband didn't have time because he was a professional basketball player at that time. And I had like a two restaurants. So I did a couple interviews on the radio, and I organized people to come and donate stuff. And I found like one guy who owned like a truck company. He came, he gave us a truck and everything. And then Vlad ended up, my husband ended up with his friend who was a truck driver driving that truck, I don't know, somewhere from Sacramento to LA, which we wanted also to make like a PR, you know, bigger of that, so that people will come and donate more. And felt so good and felt so easy because I did all of that in 4 days, you know. So and then I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know I can do something like this. I
Yeah.
really didn't have that experience. I had experience with business at that time. I had experience of raising kids at that time, but I didn't have that experience. And I was like, okay, I know this because I know I'm good in organization. I organize so many events in my life. So this is like organizing event. And you get so surprised because you meet so many amazing people. And I mean, people, they really have a great impact on your life. They change your life in the most positive way.
But basically, we all have that power within. We just need to open up to it. And like when we do one thing and so many other things open up, you know, as you did that, and everything happened unexpectedly, much bigger than you expected, but you take that one step. So you have to take that one step for so many other things to open up.
And the same thing you can apply in your business. Absolutely. There is no difference. I mean, I think life is everywhere the same in every, like either like your family or business or this. I mean, you take that first step. And what is amazing about life, we always want to get prepared, but actually we can never get prepared. You know, like you finish university, usually you don't do that what you finish. You open the business and you think, you know, I mean, it's completely like a problem that you never dealt before. And that's the beauty of life. So I think my advice, don't be afraid, because definitely you're going to make so many mistakes, you know, like, so don't worry about that. But what is going to be great, you're going to make so many successes that you're going to be amazed with yourself. And what I got from Muhanji, uh, uh, that I want to implement in my life, wherever he travels, uh, he helps. And I was thinking, that's so inspirational to me. That's so nice, because I was thinking, how and I travel a lot, and I was thinking how great that is that someone has a benefit because I stepped into their city, into their country. You know, someone is gonna have benefit because I'm there. You know, so I'm gonna implement that. So and then when I was in India, I learned how they celebrate their saints. We in my religion, I am Christian Orthodox. We don't do that way, and I really liked it because to me it was so unselfish because you're feeding someone in the name of your saint. So when I came back from India, I organized, and now I do it every year, even when I'm not in Serbia. I feed in the name of Saint Nicholas kids. They live on the street, so that we prepare like a lunch and dinner for them and celebrate in the Saint Nicholas name. And I don't do that through a foundation. I just do that like a personally because it's Saint Nicholas, you know.
Yeah.
So I think we can grow and learn from many different experiences, different countries, how we can be better in expressing ourselves. I think that's expressing ourselves, our love, our creativity, our impact, you know. And I cannot wait to do that when I travel somewhere to organize something, to see what is going to happen. I mean, how my feeling is going to be different in that country. I want to experience that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's like constantly things come and constantly things open, and we keep learning. We always keep learning. Um, and we can keep talking. Like even you and I, we talk all the time, and we can like constantly come to more conclusions and exchange more. And 1 hour with you would not be enough. You know, 2 hours, even even days.
Yeah. Like to make a conclusion for someone who is young and want to grow, you're going to grow in every area of your life in the same way. You have to make a first step. I mean, you won't be sure. You're gonna be nervous, probably, you know. But make that one step, and don't count that one step is nothing. It's a big deal because after one step comes the second step. Make like a big goals, and like don't worry then about them, you know. But put everything on the paper, you know, put what you want to accomplish, and every experience is going to be good experience. As many people as you help, you just count. I mean, all those blessing is going to come to you in the different ways. And I was talking about practical ways because you're going to get experience, you know, so that you can use in your professional life. You're going to meet, I mean, it's opportunity to meet like maybe the love of your life, you know, in because usually we go in the same clubs, same school, your same neighborhood. This is going to bring you out of your like a comfortable zone and out of your surroundings. So you're gonna meet other people, you're gonna meet new friends, you're gonna make like a maybe great connection that you need tomorrow for a job. So on every single level, you're gonna just have a benefit. And
Yes.
I'm talking about spiritual, because you know what, that doesn't matter because all I do, I just do it because I want to do it and I love it. I don't do it because I'm gonna get extra points from God, you
Yeah.
know.
No, it's amazing. Just before we conclude, a quick three, a top three most important things you would advise to the youth today, out of everything that you know, have learned, have spoken to us today. What are the three things, most important things, as an advice to the youth?
Be honest, be authentic, and be trustworthy so that people can lean on you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Anna. It was a pleasure speaking to you just like every other time. Thank you for your time from Sacramento. I understand that you're there with your kids, and with this COVID situation, I hope you're at least enjoying your time together after so many years of being
Yeah,
apart and traveling.
it is. Yeah, I see COVID as something positive.
Thank you. Thank you,
Um,
Anna.